See, when you learn how to crack the code and you learn how to do the work and build and create your work as an asset and not your work as a liability. Have you ever thought about work as an asset or a liability? Think about that. When is your work a liability? Your work is a liability when you're trading your time for dollars and then you spend it on depreciating assets. Wow. Your job became a liability because you're working for nothing. In fact, you're working to go in debt. Your job is an asset when you make your job your first business partner. And it's an asset when you're taking the money that you earn from that job and invested it into assets that are going to produce you cash flow to the point where you can walk in like Storm did on IG Live and say, I quit.
I'm Storm Leroy, also known as the Employee Millionaire.
I'm Marvin Mitchell, Mr. Become Your Own Bank. Hey, look, Storm right now is number one, but I'm creeping in on him. I'm about to be number one. You want to find out how the number one and number two people was able to generate millions of dollars in a day, 20 million in 3 months. Y'all need to watch this episode tonight, Inside the Vault. Let's go.
Hey, what's going on, social media world? I hope you guys saw that little clip. Hey, I've been watching some other people that's killing the game. Let me start off by telling y'all I'm Tony Clopton, waiting on my business partner. She's probably out there somewhere in the space. But anyway, I'm going to jump right into, as you can see what the clip was saying, is that we got to stop trading all of our time for dollars, right? So a lot of people go to work every day, just like myself, been working for 20 plus years at my job. I found out a couple of things that we should not trade all of our time for dollars because we are putting ourselves in harm's way. Because most people, they get a paycheck, they have to pay for their lifestyle, whether their house, rent, mortgage, car, going out to eat, taking care of the family. So we want to share some information with you guys about how you can use a simple concept like cash, asset, cash. That means you take a little bit of cash, create an asset, and that asset creates more cash. Y'all give me 1 second.
Hold up, I'm coming.
Okay, so we got Melissa on. So we already got started. We've been going on for about 30, 40 minutes now. Hey, how you doing, Melissa?
You need
yeah,
to
we was all
you tell.
Yeah, you know, so I'm gonna be on time, and I just went ahead and took off. I know this is your segment, but I just went ahead and started talking to the people out there.
This is not my segment. This is your segment, number one. Number two, I know you ain't been on here for no 30 or 40 minutes. Quit lying. And number three,
okay.
How you doing tonight?
I'm doing just fine. And you?
I'm good. I was in the middle of a big project, you know.
Oh, I can kind of understand. I can understand. Well, I don't want to hold the people out long. I definitely don't want to hold you long. I know you're busy. I showed a clip. Two guys on a podcast, they were talking about how we shouldn't trade all of our time for dollars and how most people with a job, after they pay their bills and everything, they'll have nothing left. You know what I'm saying? So We want to talk about the other side of the coin, right? Okay. And that's owning a business.
Hold on, I'm trying to share you out.
Is that okay?
Yeah, keep going. I'm trying to share you out. But,
okay, so my little platform, so StreamYard done changed my StreamYard and change my platform. I can only share it to one platform.
Don't worry about it. I'm gonna share it everywhere. Where did you share it? To Facebook or YouTube?
Okay.
Which one you share it to? Facebook.
So check it out. Huh?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I shared it. I shared it to my page.
Is it a delay or something?
It is. It's a little choppy. Let me see.
Let me go out and come back in. I'm gonna come right back.
Okay. So as y'all can see, this technology, it changes every day. And then we have to relearn it. So I actually have a StreamYard account, and they decided to change it where I can only share it to one platform, which is my YouTube page, and I'll be sharing it out later on. So, like I say, all we want to do is just share some information about what we've learned in the last couple of years in an awesome business that taught us how to utilize and maximize our, not only our income, but our jobs, right? So you can literally turn your job into an ATM machine. There's a lot of hidden money, which I didn't know this, a lot of hidden money that's inside of your paycheck, right? So we want to talk about strategies. We want to talk about principles and how we can implement and maximize our own money, right? Yeah, this is crazy. Hold on. Wow. This thing is, man, it's glitching. So, okay, let's see. Wow. Okay. So one of the first things that we learned in this business is how to properly adjust your W-4. For those that have a job, the purpose of the W-4 is to tell the employer how much to withhold from your pay. Now, anytime your personal or financial situation changes, you have the right to go in and adjust it yourself. Okay, let's try getting Melissa back on.
Okay, is it better?
Okay, yeah, I think it is.
Is it still delay?
No, it's good.
Okay, I took the cover off and stuff. I thought that might have been what was breaking it up. But go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So I was just sharing to the people with people that have a job and how we are utilizing strategies and systems, how we can actually turn our jobs into a ATM machine. We talk about a lot of the hidden fees and the hidden strategy that we use. So would you or could you go ahead and tell people what you did when you joined and how it impacted your finances when you started this awesome business?
Okay, so when I joined, I was in a position where I was working my 9-to-5 job, didn't have a lot of tax deductions, was having them to take extra money out of my check to try to offset what I would owe at the end of the year, because based on my tax bracket and the very few deductions I had, because I had one child, but she was no longer daycare age, so I couldn't get that write-off. And I didn't have a home. The home and kids are two biggest things. I could get the basic deduction you get for having a kid, but that was about it. So I would still usually end up, if I didn't have them take anything extra out of my check, I still would end up owing a good $2,000. And I'm like, I don't want to have to pay at the end of the year. So my logic was, okay, give them more money during the year, and that way you don't owe. You might actually get a little bit back. And that logic, it made sense in a sense because I didn't have a business. But then once I talked to Tony, and he gave me the information about being a 1099 business owner versus being a W-2 employee. So it just changed the whole game. That changed everything, because all of a sudden now I'm no longer just an employee, meaning they get their taxes out every time I get paid. I can't deduct anything outside of your standard deduction. So I was pretty much left on that side holding the bag. Well, now this is a whole new game. Now that I'm a business owner, anything that I did that was for my business, meaning my home-based business, which I was doing like we're doing right now, I could then have deductions for certain things that I couldn't do as an employee. So, for example, me doing this video with Tony now, I'm using my cell phone. So this is a business expense. So when I get ready to do my taxes, I include my cell phone bill as part of my expenses that I need to run my business. So everything that's an expense to me lowers my taxable income. So where I may have been making $60,000 before, I may still be making $60,000, but now I have some business deductions, which is chipping away and chipping away and chipping away at that $60,000. Now, if you were tax me at, let's just say 30% to have a round number on 60,000, then that's gonna be like 18,000 in taxes, right? 30%. Well, since I've taken my monthly cell phone bill off, let's say that's $1,500, and I've taken off mileage that I've done related to the business. Let's say that's another $2,000. So right now I'm up to what, 3,000. So that 60,000 was started slowly coming down from 60 to like 58 to 55, and you know, and so on and so forth. So the more business deductions I had, the lower that taxable income got. So with that change in the game, I could now look at that W-4, which I never knew what it was for before. I'm gonna be completely transparent. All I knew is I was supposed to sign it when I started the job. So as much as I done changed jobs, I done signed about 50 of them wrong. So at this point now, not only do I know the correct way to fill it out if I didn't have a business, but on top of that, I got a business. So at that time, it was a two-sided document. The front side was for people who were just regular employees. The opposite side, you know, you had to do the second side in addition if you had a home-based business. So when I flipped that paper over, that flipped my whole financial situation over. It was like literally and figuratively, it flipped everything. So at this point, now I started bringing home, because I redid my W-4 and told them that basically when I redid that W-4, it was telling them, okay, take out what I don't want you to text me on what I'm going to be using to run my business. So I could kind of guesstimate how much I was going to have in expenses as far as like the things that we know don't change from month to month. We know we're going to have a cell phone bill every month. We're never going to have an internet bill every month. Stuff like that. I just kind of was able to say like, now this is how much I want you to take out for taxes for me, because I'm not just an employee anymore. I'm a business owner now. So that's what they did. So when I got that first check, I signed up on a Sunday. It was like Sunday, November 17th. I still remember. Sunday, November 17th, 2015. Tony walked me through, you know, updating my W-4 and filling out all the information. That same Friday, when I got paid, my check had an additional, drum roll please, $400 on it. Okay. When I saw that was when I was like, you know what? I got to make this work.
That's right.
Like, I didn't know all the ins and outs at that time, but I knew everything he had showed me. He had me go pull it up on the IRS publication. I ain't speak IRS, but the thing was, what Tony was saying, they were saying. So I knew when I did understand what they were talking about, I was going to be a beast.
Right.
But all I knew at that point was, okay, it's legal based on what I'm looking at, and I got an extra $400 in my pocket. Plus, I got paid twice a month, so $800 a month. So that's basically how my ball got to rolling, and I was able to get started. And then it was a matter of just coming up, and the whole business is strategy. A strategy, it's so many strategies there. I had to pick out the one that was going to be best for me. And for me, the first thing I needed to do was get rid of them credit cards. So I chose to start off eliminating debt. That may not be what Tony chose or the next person chose. Some people might not have a lot of debt. They want to work on their credit or whatever. But for me, I needed to eliminate debt. And when that $800 a month started coming in, I immediately started applying it towards that debt until by the end of the year, you know, we never completely debt free. It's always going to be some debt that's just a part of life, like utilities and car insurance and all that stuff. But as far as like extra debt or debt related to credit cards, I got all that cleaned up within the first year.
That's good. That's good. Okay. So, you know, like, let's say Melissa's story is a little bit different from mine. The reason why I joined is one of my coworkers was telling me how she was able to write off her her trip to Punta Cana. And that's somewhere I wanted to go. So that was like a eye-opening experience. Why and how can I write off my vacations at 100%? And then that's what really that drew me into seeing what this system or this business was all about. And really, this is what it was all about, y'all. It's about lowering your taxes. So everybody has a niche or a habit of things that they like to do. Some people might like to go out to eat every day. They don't like cooking. You can turn it into a business expense. Some people take vacations. Some people need more money. Some people need to fix their credit. See, I think we have a one-stop shop type of business. And I can't see how nobody cannot benefit from what we have. So they say we always have to talk about the pain points. I know it's somebody out there wishing or thinking they may need a better job or a second job. Right. I know it's somebody trying to figure out, how can I get this credit card debt paid off? I know it's somebody thinking about, how am I going to put this child through college? You know what I'm saying? How am I going to get out of this apartment so I can get me a house next year? It's somebody having these discussions right now. And I think that we have the perfect solution to a lot of people's problems. So a lot of time, all we do is talk about the pain points. We all talk about how expensive the grocery store prices has gotten.
Yes,
some eggs, bacon, gas, milk, everything that we enjoy has went up, but our paycheck remains the same.
And let me interrupt you. I'm sorry. It sounds a little robotic. Did I catch y'all? Okay. I was just, when you said about the egg, it just made me think about, I saw a meme last week where this person was like, this is how rappers are showing how much money they got now. And he had a chain and a crate of large eggs around his neck. Like, this how you do it now. I was like, he still ain't got no money. He got to come through with some jumbo eggs, like an 18 pack to impress me.
Wow, that's crazy.
But ain't it though? I had to put that out there while I remembered it.
Yeah, that is good. I mean, this is no laughing matter, man. When you say like stuff, hey, I don't even eat eggs no more because they're too high, or I can't eat bacon no more too high. Not saying it's good for you, but what else is going to go up? What else can your money not buy? What else did you say, hey, I'm not going to eat that?
I'm scared to ask. But you know,
I know,
what?
Right?
They might fool around and inflation me into losing some weight.
I'm not going to eat tonight. I'm going to go to sleep tonight. I ain't even hungry.
Exactly.
Hey, the fact and the matter is if you're not a business owner, and it seems like business owners are only one benefiting from a good and a bad economy, you really have to have some type of business ownership and have a product and service that we offer to help people. And I think that we're in the right place at the right time to help people. Wouldn't you say, Melissa?
I agree, because, you know, I think a lot of people get stifled on, like, when you say own a business, they feel like they have to have like a certain type of business and put all of this extra into it. But like you always say about my econ, it's a business in a box. So you don't have to run out and say, I'm going to start crocheting and selling dresses, or I'm going to start refinishing furniture and selling it. This is the business right here. And that's what makes it such a good thing, because everybody don't have, like I tell people all the time, I know the Lord gave everybody a gift. I ain't found mine.
Right.
You know, some people can like, with no training at all, they can play an instrument, or they can sing, or they can they do hair and
can't do none of that.
So it's like, for those of us who don't have that gift just beaming out, you know, this level of playing field give us an opportunity to jump out there too and be like, well, I got a business too. And then they look at you like, what is it that you good at? Teaching people how to manage, save, increase, all of that, their finances.
Right. So Melissa, you know what? A lot of people always miss miss the business that we have, and it's almost like we have so much to offer that some people kind of like get a little lost in all of the stuff that we have. But we kind of share strategies about how our business works without, like, I think for us, for me and Melissa and a lot of other our associates, we listen to you first. If you say you want to fix your credit, we're going to offer you our credit repair system. But if you say, I want to pay off some debt and make some extra money, well, we're going to show you something else inside of the business. But if you don't just jump in and really get a full understanding of it, I guess it can be kind of like overbearing, because we have a lot of products and services.
Yeah, I shared a post that you put on Facebook the other day where you just kind of had like the grid of everything we offer. And I don't want people to think that you got to do all of those. You don't have to do it, because on the picture it had the nutrition products, it had the roadside service, it had, cash flow manager. All those things are things that come with the business, whether or not you choose, like, I don't know anything about selling coffee, so I don't do that part. What I do know is that a lot of people are in a position like I was in about credit, and I know that part of helping. So a lot of times you see our posts, we focus on credit because we know, especially in this economy, it's like the difference between night and day. If your credit is good, it doesn't. And I saw another post. I'm forever looking at the memes and trying to get something out of them. But I think it was Keith Tucker shared a post that said, there is no shame in having poor credit, but it is a shame if you know how to fix it and you don't.
Right.
So, because the people will shame you about that. I know there's plenty of times I was going through the airport. You know how they are in the airport. They forever trying to get you to get this Delta card for the Delta Sky Miles or sign up for this. I'm like, I'm looking at them like, look, don't ask me. Well, we can just run it. It's gonna take 5 minutes to run it. I'm like, how long it's taking you to run it is not the issue. It's the result. I'm like, why waste your time? Because I tell you right now, you have to give me this card. And you know how it is. Well, you may not know, but I used to apply for stuff, and then they send you that letter in the mail, and you feel it. When you don't feel no plastic, you already know.
Womp, 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 womp.
Womp, womp. So I just stopped. And then that's when people start telling me, well, be careful, because if you run your credit, that'll run your credit. Well, I didn't get that either, but because they said it, I stopped doing it. I stopped letting people run it, including myself. So I'm like, now that's just dumb. If you don't run your own, how you gonna know what's on it? But I'm like, well, they say if you run your credit, it's gonna lower your score. I'm thinking I'm already below 6 feet below ground. I don't know how much more they can lower it. But yeah, it's like you hear so much stuff, and it can look overwhelming when you see everything there, but you just realize you don't have to jump in there and try to start selling travel, selling roadside, selling this, selling that, all at the same time. It's not even about selling.
Right.
What I'm stuck to is the educating part, because that's the easiest to share, and that's the part that people need. To me, I want to say that's the part they need the most, but that's the part that I can make accessible the easiest. Like, the credit part it sells itself because it's a do-it-yourself kit. But with the education part, all we have to do is hop on and share information. So that's easier to fit into my day-to-day. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, you know what? I like the fact that we have so many different people inside of our business, whether they're teachers, lawyers, financial advisors, or tax preparers, or travel agents. Everybody has their own story, and they have their own experiences in this business. So I like to always use other people, and which is good. I think we all can share and learn from each other. Your story is different from mine. Mine is different from somebody else's. But you're going to find yourself in one of these people, because we're all struggling or trying to improve in some shape, form, or fashion. So I think our business is more about the results that people are sharing. And I think that if you got involved, you'll find, like, my niche market is to teach and share my information with employees. I work around a lot of people all day, and I hear the same struggles. Man, I'm tired. My body aching. Boy, I don't know if I'm gonna have enough money on this check. I'm trying to work overtime. They ain't offering overtime. And, it's a lot of issues that I hear from people every day. So I got to kind of like share what I have to people, and like last week is that you got to go with the goers, the people that really want your help. You can't help everybody, especially if they're not trying to help themselves. So all we can do is just share what we have, and those that are ready to go, let's go.
Right. You're right about that, because, like I said, I tell people all the time, I watched you with your post for about 6 months before I finally said something to you about it, because prior to that, I just didn't feel like I was ready or knew enough to put into it. So it's like, it just because it ain't for you right now, don't mean, people are rejecting it. I always say that because, one thing about doing businesses like this, a lot of times you'll hear more no's than yes. And a lot of times you take it personally, especially, I ain't gonna say now, I don't take it personally no more, but when I first got started, I had friends, I had family members, all that I felt like could really benefit because I knew what it was doing for me. And I mentioned it to them, and it was kind of like, and people are gonna be skeptical. So I was kind of like, at that point, taking it a little bit personal. But then I thought about it, I was like, look, you weren't ready 6 months ago, like you are now. So just because they're not ready right now, don't mean they won't be ready 6 months, 6 years, 6 whatever from now. Either way, you still will have the information and you can still share it. So you have to kind of learn to take the personal or the rejection feeling out of it and just share with who you can share with. Because it's like I always say, we always talk about, we just get on here talking to each other because ain't nobody watching. But if one person
somebody always watching,
like like for example, Pandy, we did the YouTube over there in the beef sector with Brianna, and Pandy reached out. She reached out multiple times. I just didn't realize it. She was like, I was starting to feel like I was bothering you because I was like, no, I just hadn't picked that particular email. I'm sorry, but it's like, even though out of the 400 people that were in there, only one person reached out, it felt good to know that we helped that one person. And she is still a part of my econ, still sharing her story, still talking about how many things she's gotten taken off her credit report. That's enough to fuel me to continue to do it.
I know that's right. Ain't that the truth? You know what? And I'm gonna tell you this right here. I'm having so much fun promoting and creating TikTok videos. And look, y'all, hey, my wife got me this handy dandy magnet doohickey deal that swivels around and like I'm flying. I can't wait. I got it for Christmas. And look, y'all, it's a business deduction because I'm gonna use it in my business, right? So I said, hey, baby, I appreciate the box and all, but with a receipt, I need that receipt. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, oh, you concerned about, I need that receipt. But this thing right here, fire, y'all. This thing right here gonna make me look like I'm sure enough an expert.
Look at Kia. Stephanie helping her man step his game up.
Yeah, that's support right there. She don't do a whole lot of the business, but she do help support your guy. Yeah, that's all right. But look, I'm having so much fun. Business ain't got to be boring, y'all. We can collab. We can get in together and network and build. I'll be having stuff at my house. I'm gonna start doing that next week. Having friends and family over. We strategizing. We building, y'all. And that's the part I like is the teamwork, the camaraderie, everybody winning. Like I said, I don't want to be the one to make the first million. I want Melissa to hit. I want her to make that first million.
Well, I accept.
Yeah, okay. Because then I'm like, I'm right behind you. I'm on my way. But yeah, this
But
is what
you
it's
know
like. I
what?
like to have fun.
I totally agree. You know, and I've had people to say, well, you know, I don't think I could do the video. I'm like, look, you don't have to do anything the way I do it. How you choose to share is completely up to you. Me and Tony like to get on here and act silly, so it works for us.
Yeah.
We like doing the TikToks and stuff. So, you know, it's just a way to work, but everybody don't have to do all that. You can find your own way and get in your own lane for how you share. And you don't have to copycat everything the next person does. But I have enjoyed it because, you know, I have been working from home since 2015. So my conversation has been limited to what started out with kindergarten conversation. Now I'm up to 7th grade conversation. I only, other than talking to my daughter, I already have a social, you know, outlet. So it was so nice to join up with this group and have, number one, adults to talk to. Number two, be around people who all had that winning mindset. You know, it's so much easier being a part of something when everybody got that same positive goal. You know, you don't have to worry about the naysayers. The naysayers didn't sign up. So they're not gonna be at meetings and stuff. They're not gonna be there pouring what's the saying, a wet blanket. They ain't there pouring water on the blanket, you know.
Right.
Everybody who's involved all have that same mindset and that's to win and help the next person win. So
That's
that
right.
makes a difference too.
Yeah, it
in my
does.
opinion.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So we always looking, and everybody has something, a particular gift. Like Melissa's good at graphics, and man, I can call her up and say, "Hey, Melissa, can you throw this flyer together? I'm having problem." You know, I'm good with the motivation. I'm the hook guy. I'm good at it. I'm getting better on social media as well, building content. But yeah, I'm just having a ball. And I said, man, business don't have to be boring. I mean, I want to be able to take all of my my business partners to another island somewhere, and we're gonna say, hey, this is how we do it, and just rent a big mansion because the money ain't gonna issue. Money's not an issue no more. We're all living comfortably, and we're helping each other grow and build wealth. That's what it's all about.
That is cool because I've seen some of the other teams like Mr. and Mrs. Smith, you know, probably right before the holiday, they rented out a place and got together with their team, made TikToks, had a good time, but at the same time promoted their business. So, you know, I'm all for that. You know, me and Naya went out to IHOP Sunday this past Sunday. I said, well, here let's start our second board meeting for the year. We did the first one on New Year's Day. So this past Sunday, we changed the venue, but we still met, talked strategies, discussed business meals, write it off.
That's right. Look now, always call me if we're going out to eat. We got to make it a business meal because I mean, if not, you're just throwing money down the drain. The government is giving you some of your money back, and I don't see why somebody would not take advantage of this business opportunity where you can start getting credit for money that you're already spending. To me, that's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. They already told you. All you got to do is act like a business owner, and the money that you're spending right now, every day, all day, every week, every month, all year, we're going to give you a portion of that back? Right. Why is it people cannot phantom that information?
And you know, the killer part is 9 times out of 10, when I go out to eat, I'm going to end up talking about this business anyway.
Anyway.
So it's like, it's like the business is now, I don't have a business in my life. My life is a business.
Okay.
I treat everything like a business. Like any opportunity I have to share, since the government says, as long as you are doing it for the purposes of a business, I make everything for the purpose of a business. Now, I don't care if you done heard that same spiel from me 15 times. Look, just like when you go to work, you clock in, you have a routine. As a business owner, my routine is, I'm going to talk to you about this whether you want to hear it. I ain't gonna go on for hours and hours, but I'm gonna do my part and share so that I'm meeting the requirements to be a home-based business owner. Now, if I can go through what they need to do on the clock, while they cutting all this stuff out, why wouldn't I be able to do it for myself? Where I'm only getting taxed on, I'm getting taxed at a lower percentage, but I get all of these deductions.
Okay.
So it's about, and I ain't gonna lie, it was hard going from thinking as an employee to thinking as a business owner, because we are so conditioned to, things being a certain way. And I think some of us just don't be ready to handle the freedom. It's a freedom, but at the same time, it's a responsibility of having your own business. Everybody ain't cut out for it.
Right. So, now I'm gonna tell you this right here. You said something. You said something real good about, switching from employee mindset to a business owner. And a lot of people, even at the end of the year, I know it's tax season and you guys are waiting on that refund check. But look, if you are a MyEcon business owner, you have the right to bring those deductions forward, and don't allow a tax preparer to tell you that you cannot utilize the tax system for your own gain. And a lot of time, most of the tax preparers are doing that, but they're not telling you or showing you how you can benefit from it. So everything that we're sharing with you guys right now is in the IRS publication. Our company has been around for 17, going on 18 years, and they are totally debt-free. It's a multi-million-dollar company, so they're going to do things the right way. It has an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That means they're doing business the right way. So they would not tell us anything wrong, because everything that we're taught is in the IRS codes.
And the other thing is the fact that they've been around for going on 18 years and nobody been to prison, nobody been accused of doing anything, under the table. Everything has been up and up. That speaks for itself. But think about how many businesses that started, and after sometimes they don't even make it a year, but after a few years, you don't hear about it no more. It's faded out.
Right.
And not saying that all of them did something wrong. I'm just focused on the fact that we doing something right.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, absolutely. So I'm just honored to be a part of this business. I definitely want to say you got to be a product of the product, even if you don't recruit or you don't try to share it. The products inside of the business can get you debt free. It can help you create wealth. If you don't do nothing else, I would say just invest in yourself. Take a shot at it. Take a shot.
Right. And then it's just like anything else. I mean, if you, and I don't like to talk about quitting, but the fact of it is, if you do decide this is not something that you want to do, it's not like you held to any type of contract. You just go back, fix that W-4 back to being an employer mindset, and just keep it moving. That's not always the topic we want to talk about, but I mean, I'm gonna be upfront. If it's not for you, get out. But I will say this, and I brag about this all the time. The longest I've ever been on a regular 9-to-5 job is probably this job I'm doing now. I'm coming up on 6 years. Usually after 3-4 years, I'm changing jobs, because that's just how I am. I have been doing my econ for going on 8 years. 8 years.
8 years.
In Melissa King years, that's like saying I've been doing this for 30, because I'm supposed to drop this a long time ago. But I just feel like that says a lot, and the fact that anybody who knows me personally will tell you I ain't selling nothing. I have never been one. I meet people in this business and talk about businesses they've done before, and this was my first one. So I'm like, well, I had never did this before, because I'm just not that person that's gonna be standing in Sam's trying to get you to switch over the dish. You walk by and look at me like, look, don't ask me nothing about no cable or no satellite. That's the personality I have. And if you know me, I'm telling the truth. I'm not finna bug you about buying nothing. You should, all you have to do is look at me a certain way, and I'm like, I'm done. But with this, because it was such a benefit, and it's not selling anything to me, it's not selling, it's sharing and enriching people's lives. And the fact that any fees involved in it is a write-off itself, it pays for itself. So I almost feel guilty, and I say this too, I feel guilty for not telling people about it. Because it's like, what, let's say it's a drought in Alabama. And me and you are the only two people that know where this secret well is, where we can go and get as much water as we want.
Right.
Everybody else walking around parched, skin all dry. About to fight. We glistening and glowing and ain't saying a word. That wouldn't be right.
That wouldn't be right.
Look, get them folks some water. Tell them where the water is.
That's right.
But then that ties into, you can lead them to the water, but you can't make them drink.
Can't make them drink. Absolutely. So, okay, look. Okay, we're approaching that mark, right? So, you got any closing? Because I'm gonna close out, and we're gonna get on out of here because we don't want to hold the people too long.
Okay.
You got any closing?
In closing, I'll just say, reach out to Tony or myself or anybody else you see that's talking about this business, because we're all working towards the same goal. And if you have any questions, ask. Usually, you can see us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. So wherever you see us, if you got a question, just drop the question. This is gonna sound bad, but how much is it right now? The starting cost?
It's $19.95 to get started and $39.95 a month.
Okay, $19.95. I knew that the $10 was over, but I wasn't sure what it was now. So yeah, reach out to us. $19.95 to start your own business where you don't have no overhead. You ain't gotta sell lipstick, tires, popcorn, candy. You're sharing information.
Thank you, Melissa. All right, so I'm gonna do this in closing with Melissa telling y'all the prices that we have. Keep in mind that this opportunity is self-funded. That means that the government is willing to pay the bill, whether it's $100 or $1,000. They will give you that deduction back for just starting and stimulating the economy. This is what our business is about. We are providing a service. We are providing products that people can use and share and sell if you chose to do so. So that what solidifies you as a business owner, and most importantly, be able to get those write-offs and apply them to lower your taxable income. So look, if anybody out there looking to join up with us, now is the time. 2023 ain't waiting. January is almost over with already. It's been a pleasure having you guys on. Please reach out to us. And we'll be seeing you guys on Thursday on Melissa's channel. Right, Melissa?
I thought this was your week.
Oh, okay. My week. Okay. It's my week. So
y'all
hopefully we'll see.
Y'all see how he be trying. And then when stuff go wrong, it's your show. It's your thing.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll see you guys on Thursday. Melissa, I thank you for coming on, and we'll see you guys on Thursday.
All right.